Well, we're going to finish on Apple TV Plus with a new sci-fi series that arrived on Wednesday, the 8th of May. It's called Dark Matter, and here's a clip.
A man of science. He's married to the woman of his dreams, and they have a good life.
Have a good day.
Coffee to go?
Oh my gosh, you're my hero.
Until one night, he doesn't make it home. When he regains consciousness, everything has changed.
Yeah, so this is season 1, as you say, 9 episodes, and it's a sci-fi, so you might automatically assume, if you know me, that this isn't one for me. But it's really quite different. In true Apple TV Plus, the way they do things, their projects are just so... I don't know, they invest so much, don't they? And this just feels really, I think, very, very well thought out. So it's actually adapted from the 2016 bestseller by the author Blake Crouch. So it is, I haven't read that. So, I sort of start from, very green with this. And Australian actor Joel Edgerton, he plays the part of a physicist, and he's a family man. He's got a really beautiful wife. He's really, their life is wonderful. They have a really good life. They're enjoying everything about it. And he's abducted from the streets of Chicago on a night out, and everything changes. And he's injected with this drug. And when he regains consciousness, his world has completely changed, and it appears that he now exists in the version of his life that he could have lived had he taken a different path. And it's a really odd, because he knows people that don't know him. It's played with his mind, hugely. So his wife Daniela, played by Jennifer Connelly, is no longer his wife. His son has never been born, but he remembers everything that was, and it's kind of his fight. It's his fight to get back his original life. He's been abducted and, as I say, injected with something to make his path of life go, on a different one. And it's a bit of a twist and turn in this, and this is probably the bit that I struggle with on the sci-fi front. But the horrifying turn is that when he discovers he was stolen from his world by a different version of himself, who now poses a threat to his wife and son. So it's quite complex in that way. I mean, it's easy enough to keep up with, but it's kind of like it's different layers of kind of horror, I suppose. And we've seen this before, and I think it's on an Apple TV I've done it before, where they've taken people's personalities and kind of transplanted them elsewhere, or taken them and drugged them, and they become very different. And it's quite scary. I found it quite scary in parts, and just so horrifying to see someone's life change so much, despite it clearly being something that's unlikely to ever happen. But I think they did it really well. It feels, lots of money behind this. Another huge production for Apple TV. And considering it's not a genre that I particularly enjoy, I think I did enjoy it, and I think all of the cast do really well with it, because it's sort of it is really quite dark in places. It's called Dark Matter. It is quite dark in places, but you've got to concentrate. You've got to watch it, and it gets you thinking. I didn't stop thinking about it for a long time. What do you think, Ian?
I thought it was very, very good, even though it's about sort of quantum mechanics, and I find some episodes of Rick and Morty, I can't follow them, so, to do with like parallel universes and that sort of stuff. But it's really well done, and from the start, it's just showing his. Joel Edgerton plays Jason, who's kind of could have gone down the road of being a celebrated physicist, but instead he ended up like a happily married father and teaching physics to students. And while he's teaching, you see him doing the Schrodinger's cat sort of proposition, which equally I still don't understand. But the idea is that there's a cat in a box with sort of radioactive substance, and the cat is simultaneously dead and alive. Anyway, some people can get their heads around that. So yes, as you say, there is a friend of his who has become really successful. He gets invited out and won a sort of science prize. He gets invited out to have a drink with him, and on the way home he's abducted and he's injected, and when he wakes up, this is where it all starts to kick off. So it's this great idea that a version of him has sort of gone into his life, and he has woken up in a sort of alternative version of his own life where he's not married, he has got a son, he is a sort of hailed as a genius, but some experiment seems to have gone wrong, or something's happened. He's going to try and get back, because he goes to his own house, someone completely different lives there who says she's his girlfriend. His son doesn't exist, he's got a different job. It's all crazy stuff, but it's really well done. And even just the beginning where they're setting it up and they're just showing their family life. And often, films and TV series often struggle to convincingly show family life without it making it real kind of American apple pie and just really kind of schmaltzy and sentimental. But this is just really naturalistic, very well done, and then it just all goes completely bonkers, but in a really good way. So yeah, I thought episode 1 was really good.